Hey guys, welcome back to my channel one more time. My name is Preet and you're watching Info at a Glance, your very own immigration ease, where you watch videos and you become boss of your own immigration. And today I'm back with another video. This is going to be an interesting addition in my student visa series, wherein we will be talking about the accurate or the correct timeline on how you should be proceeding with your study visa application. And I will be talking about this particular information with results in front of you. So before I start, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, then please consider doing so, and do press the bell icon for all the latest updates on Canada immigration. Now, there is actually a very big confusion about when exactly you should proceed with your study visa application, or when exactly you should submit your application when it comes to the semester. Now, a lot of people think that applying 3 months or 4 months prior is sufficient, or is it good to take care of your overall process. But the truth or the reality is totally opposite, and it totally depends basis profile to profile. Now I'm going to show you something on the screen over here. On the right hand side, you can see 3 separate PPRs for 3 mature applicants who got their visa for September 2022 intake already processed, application closed, and passport stamped way before the semester start date. That means these applicants have more than 4 months in order to execute their travel, in order to close their ongoing formalities with their current organizations in case they are working, and to plan everything in a firm and a timely manner, because they have enough time right now in order to execute everything as planned. Now, how this was possible, I'm going to show you a brief insight for that today. Now, back in October 2021, these applicants actually contacted me to understand what exactly is the right process and approach and time to apply for May or maybe September 2022 intake. And the only question I asked was to understand what exactly is their current timeline or feasibility, which allows them to maneuver their application accordingly. And according to that, we decided to go ahead and get the application submitted on a real-time basis, so that we don't waste even a single day, so that these applicants don't suffer. And we ended up submitting the overall application before the end of December 2021. This overall process was absolutely simple, because we had enough time to go ahead and figure out everything on our own, and also to streamline the entire process, because the timeline was not a constraint over here and we didn't have to rush. We had enough time to go ahead and properly investigate each and every scenario, option and possibilities which best suits the profile. Now, talking about the profile for each of the applicant, now we're talking about mixed profiles, wherein one happens to be only a BTech and 2 of them happens to be MTech graduates. Now, talking about the fact that somebody already has a master's in India, there's a hypothetical conspiracy over here which talks about that people who already have masters in India may not qualify for a postgraduate diploma course, or may not qualify for a graduate degree course. But the situation over here is totally different. I've always talked about doing an appropriate research. I've always talked about finding out your possibilities, and I've always talked about showcasing your application in the right and appropriate manner, so that you're able to convince and showcase that whatever course or study you're choosing is going to help you in a best possible way to execute your career and be fruitful for you. And the same thing applied here. The courses which we chose were irrespective of the current study in India which they have already attained, which was BTech as well as MTech already, and they were already working for renowned organizations in India, and they have an overall experience of 4 to 7 years already. But the only thing that is common in their course is that all of these courses have a co-op option, which helps them give a better stability in order to prove that yes, they are a legit and a strong candidates, because co-op helps you maneuver and boost your profile in a firm manner. And these PPRs also kill the conspiracy or the hypothetical thought that people with masters and experience, if they try for a PG diploma course or a graduate degree course, they have a less possibility. But it's not like that. They have the equal, or I would say more possibility, provided you put and demonstrate the profile in the right and the accurate manner. Now let's talk about 5 benefits which you have in case you submit your application a lot in advance, in case your college is accepting it. Now, number 1 is giving your counselor a freedom, so that he is not time constrained or restricted to a limited cap that he has to get you an execution within certain time period. Now, for an example, if you have enough time, we can explore options, and we can even wait for good colleges and universities to respond, because just because of time constraint, we end up choosing a lot of incorrect courses. We end up taking a lot of wrong steps in our application process and going with the wrong course, or maybe going with the wrong profile for that matter, which ends up screwing everything and ends up giving you a refusal. Number two is it gives room for corrections in case anything goes wrong with your current application. Now, for an example, if somebody has submitted application 6 to 7 months in advance and they got their visa results after 2.5 months, which was not in their favor, they still have time to go ahead and relaunch their profile before getting into the deferment or before getting into any kind of a complication with the college involved, because all you have to do is to reshoot your profile by just making certain corrections basis the CAPE notes which you get, understanding the refusal reason. Third benefit which you have is like you can use this time to showcase your profile in a lot more appropriate manner by doing the proper homework and by doing the proper paperwork, which may stop you in case you have a time constraint. But here we don't have a time constraint because we are taking our steps way in advance, and this also helps you save a lot of money as well, because you get to explore a lot of colleges and do a good price comparison as well. And number four is quite important, because if you are a mature applicant, you're already working somewhere, you have responsibilities and you have a TAT, or maybe let's say a notice period which you have to serve to your organization basis your project requirement or basis your designation or company condition. You have time to go ahead and take that decision as well. Now, for an example, in the cases which I have shown you in advance, some of these applicants even have time for more than 2 months of notice period. Now they can easily serve that, and they will still have a buffer time before they plan their travel. That means applying way in advance is always a good idea, and that brings me to my fifth benefit, that it also shows to the immigration that yes, you are a mature and planned and organized applicant who knows who's taking a step, and it's not a drastic one by rushing just because you had a time constraint. Now, the whole purpose of making this video and to show you these examples and success stories is just to let you know that there is nothing called 3 months, 4 months or 5 months gap, which we often get to hear from a lot of people, that you should be submitting your application 3 months or 4 months prior, but there's nothing like that. It is always good to go ahead and submit your application way in advance in case you have the offer letter from the college and colleges are accepting it, and you can go ahead and submit your profile way in advance. And this is especially a good option for mature applicants with responsibilities and other takeovers too, understanding the fact that if you are doing it, you are saving your time, you're saving your money, and you are also not giving yourself a kind of a mental pressure which is often there to go ahead and do mistakes in case you are running short of time. And I always advise each and every applicant to go ahead and keep a room when you're submitting your application, so that you can always work in corrections and you can always work on improvements, because that is always the right approach in case you want to proceed with your application process in a legit and an appropriate manner. Because your passport is a very important document and you cannot afford to have a lot of refusals on it. And when there is a way for you to go ahead and submit your application in the right, appropriate and concrete manner, and to take care of your profile in the best possible way, there shouldn't be a turnaround, and you should not be compromising your application under any circumstances. If you think that you want to proceed with your application and you want to keep time as a buffer which can help you maneuver and get good results when your application is under process, because of course when it comes to relocating from one country to another, this definitely turns out to be one of the biggest decisions of your life. So that's all for today, and don't forget to like the video and share it with your peers who are interested in Canada immigration. And in case you want me to assess your possibilities, you are more than welcome to connect with me on my Instagram handle. The barcode is on your screen. It's info@aglance21. I will be happy to revert back basis my work availability. And do consider subscribing to my channel and press the bell icon for all the latest updates on Canada immigration as well. And I'll see you next week with another amazing immigration update. Until then, bye-bye.